Ew. Ew.
Woo!
Woo.
Woo! Thank you guys for joining us on a Wednesday. Typically would be a light Wednesday, but we didn't have a show Monday because I was sick as hell.
The two shows in one Wednesday.
Yeah, we're a double up Wednesday. So thank
there
you
we
for
go.
joining us. A lot to talk about. Now, hockey and basketball are in the playoffs. We did have a UFC pay-per-view over the weekend. Some good fights there, especially the main event was incredible. We will get into all of that, but I apologize. My bad for getting sick. It wasn't the Rona. It was just you guys remember being sick? Just being sick? Yeah, that's what happened.
Just being regular sick. I don't remember.
Just like,
it's been too long.
Just give me some Alka-Seltzer. Like, yeah, that's a real thing. It's still out there. So,
yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging with us. I apologize, but we are back. Tyler, how are you doing on this Wednesday?
Yeah, doing good, man. Glad to see that you're back. You're healthy. You're feeling good. Definitely good for that. Oh no, man, I'm not feeling too bad. We've just coming off. I was feeling really good because we had a no-hitter baseball last night, which I was excited about, and then it turns out we have one right before we go on the air. Another no-hitter. So,
immediately, yes.
Freaking big. I mean, we'll get into that a little bit here, but man, I'm doing good. Ronnie, how you doing today?
It's good to be back at what I would say is probably still like 80%, but a major upgrade even from yesterday, which it was rough. It was my first day going back to work, and
on your final week.
I know. So Monday, I did not make it into work, and I tried. And
they were just like they were like, this fool's just bailing on us.
I set it up on Sunday. I texted the entire bank. I was like, just so you know, look, I know because I've been there when other people call out. I know it's only like 12 people that work there. I know it's my last week. I'm actually sick. So believe it or not, I don't care. But I will try to come tomorrow. And I was still sick as hell all day on Monday. Felt a little rough yesterday in the morning, but enough to go. And probably the first half of the day was like, this is probably a mistake. But, I had to prove my point. And then, it's a little bit better. And then today, same, in the morning, you always feel more sick. So improving steadily, hoping tomorrow will be more of a normal day. And then Friday, Banks it 2021.
Banks it. There we go.
Looking forward to that. I would have more enthusiasm if I wasn't miserably sick so far this week. But thank you guys for joining us.
The Tories led Brexit. The Ronnies leading Banks it.
Yes. Join the Ronnies party.
Is Boris Johnson a part of your crew?
No.
Goofy looking bastard.
Stupid wig or something. I don't know what that fool is. Get out of here. And yes, in reference to Yankee, actually, appropriate time to bring up. Yankees get a no. My reward is Connor pooping and peeing on the floor. Well, that's the life you chose, dog. But, I mean, look he's rocking the fitted. I mean, MLBshop.com. Not a sponsor. You could be.
Could be if you want to be.
If he takes the poop in that uniform, I mean, is it more of a celebratory thing? Or is it a spiteful thing? Which, I'm going to say spiteful, but it would be a lot cuter if he was wearing that when he did it.
There you
go. We'll check in. I can't do no hitters. Side-eye turner. First of all, timely. Second of all, appropriate. Shout out Cease for joining us on the program.
When I first read that, I thought it was a misquote from The Room. I thought it was, I did not hit her. I did not.
Oh, it's good to be back. It's good to be back with the bros. This is where I belong.
For the bros.
This is the climate. Ferda. Hey, Ferda. Top shelf Silly Boys. Where to begin? Boys? All right. There's a couple things. Man, there's so many places I can go with this because we missed a lot. My fault. My fault for contracting whatever diabolical virus that I got.
Terrible.
Not the COVID. Again, the only thing that really makes me sick is Landon coaching that team. So, figure it out. But we'll talk to Nick a little bit later about that, his feelings on that. Actually, let's just start here. Horse racing. Yes, we are the gambling show of record on the network, and horse
Yeah,
racing.
we are.
I would dare to say horse racing show of record as well.
I believe we are.
As you know, embroiled in controversy. Now Bob Baffert has been banned from entering any horse in not even just the Belmont. Like New York Racing Association just shut him down because of the scandal put upon his name.
Can't even enter the state.
Don't even show. Don't even come here. No, you are not invited, sir. So, which he had two horses. Medina Spirit, pictured here, made a hard charge also in the second leg of the Triple Crown. Faded away, which I betted on him. I thought, Baffert hooked him up with the new stuff. There was not going to be a problem. Alas, was not to be. But now he cannot even be a part of the Belmont. And I can't remember the other name of the other horse that's pretty strong that he has. It's escaping me right now. But do I have the picture here? Somewhere I might have it. So I can throw it in. Let's see. This might be the old one, though.
This is good. This is good entertainment.
This is good entertainment. No, all right, that's the old one. But there you see the culprits all involved, culpable parties. But to me,
that might be the name of the horse.
Yeah, I don't know.
Culpable parties.
Yeah, the horse. He knew what he was doing. Dude, it was a career year. He had to do something. He had to get his numbers up. Otherwise, straight to the glue factory. But he chose. Every athlete knows what they put in their body. Come on.
That's right. But, cream of the clear.
Anyway, the funny thing to me was not only can he not have a horse in, obviously, Belmont or at Saratoga, but the real jewel of horse racing, that is Aqueduct.
Yes,
Queens.
Yes,
if you've never seen the scenes at Aqueduct, I mean, just drink it in. This is probably like a Wednesday afternoon at Aqueduct. Just a really upbeat place. I mean, look at these guys. This guy gets it by the trash can. I think he's asleep. I don't know. But these are the guys that keep horse racing running. And
my kind of people.
For the time being, a Baffert horse is not allowed at the sacred grounds of Aqueduct. So it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Tyler, I don't know how you feel about this.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's obviously Bob Baffert, he wants to go win at a prestigious place like Aqueduct. Like you said, the where the Wednesday afternoon race scene is just bustling. You could see there. I mean, look, it looks like Beirut outside of there. It's just beautiful.
What do they say in the what's that movie, The Goods? It looks like the train, the bus station from Total Recall. Just like all the worst people, things in the universe, all collected together at Aqueduct on a Thursday afternoon. So
you know what? I know it sounds like we're trashing it. Honestly, when Ronnie showed me these photos, I was like, you know what? This is actually my kind of place. I kind of want to go to Aqueduct now.
Yes, 100%. I would love to slide right in there. And if you're down for the OTB, I got a guy. Just saying.
Right.
You can, watch on TV. This guy's legit, but again, he deals with a lot of Aqueduct guys. That's all I can say. I mean, he fits right in there with the vibe.
Actually, I think a lot of guys he deals with end up in an Aqueduct. I think that's what you meant to say.
Well, just don't cross them. But
yeah, right. Just look, make the payment when you're supposed. A gentleman repays his debts in a timely manner. We all know this.
Yeah. Otherwise, Charles Oakley slaps you in the layup line. We know how it works. But yeah, I mean, at first, after the Derby, it was kind of like, well, probably more people are talking about horse racing in general than they would have. But is this good long term? And it was kind of like, probably not, because Baffert, not saying, all his wins, and, he's very public. He's available. He will answer questions. He's out there as like kind of a face of one of the top trainers in the sport. But, and probably more people did tune into that Preakness because of that controversy. But long run, probably bad for the sport. Just to be honest. Unfortunate, because we love gambling. We're degenerates here. But can't really, have that out there every race day. People, want to see a level playing field.
And we also talked about it. I mean, it's also not good for the sport when there is no potential for a triple crown. Like the belt, that's we talked about it last week. Like that's what the Belmont banks on, is that one horse will win the first two races. Otherwise, nobody, most people don't pay attention to the Belmont. I mean, Rombauer came out, had a great run down the final stretch and got the win. So now there is no potential for a triple crown. So now it's like, well, I know a Baffert horse can't be there at Belmont this year, but like, are people really going to? I mean, I'll watch because horse racing's fun to watch, but people aren't really going to care if there's no triple crown winner.
I'll leave it on this. Yes, ratings are going to go way down because we're not going to have a triple crown winner. But, that's part of what keeps it kind of rare. Yeah, it was a little, stir in the pot, like a little interest there, maybe for the wrong reasons, whatever. But if you really want the action, go out to your local track, like Aqueduct, Santa Anita. Get out there. See the scenes. Meet the people. These are the guys. Like, these are the guys that keep the sport alive.
Hey, Santa Anita is beautiful, man. I've been to that track several times. That is a lovely track.
Del Mar, right here, up the highway. Beautiful track. Tons of rich people that own horses, but also dudes like this on the rail. Like, that is the magic of horse racing. Great equalizer. You can bet 50 cents on like a 7. I mean, what we would call like a parlay, but they all have to hit. So it's like 75,000 to 1. It can happen.
Like a super, actually like a super fecta, an ultra fecta. I don't even know what you would call that.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just block off on the program like, all right, the last 6 races. Like we have a mega pick 6.
Yeah.
So it's a great equalizer. Like I said, rich people and total scumbags all come together at the horse track. So I'm not gonna throw dirt on the sport of kings that is horse racing, but just kind of a black eye right now. I'm sure they'll recover. I'm sure Baffert will be back. I don't know, just weird. I'm sure he has some grudges out there against him or whatever, but.
Or next year they'll have a new owner entry, Rob Rafford.
Yes, this new guy, Rob Rafford. He's lighting the world on fire.
Just looks like Ric Flair with a mustache.
Oh man, horse racing, gotta love it. We will check in with the CEO of the program, Nick, a little bit later on for our loyal update. Big game Friday. I say, bring it on home for the home opener, which I hope to be at, but we will see.
It's coming home.
It's coming home. On that note, let's swerve over to the footy, the soccer, as it will be called in this program. But a lot of action over the weekend. Liverpool, just win in the most improbable, ridiculous fashion that I've ever seen.
Yep.
Where it's even hard to be mad at it. I mean, God, dude, West Ham, we are so close to getting into some kind of European tour here. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, for me, it's good because it was so improbable. But Liverpool, at the death on Sunday, man, West Brom taking them to the wire. And
Big Sam going down swinging.
Big Sam, the king of staving off relegation, as we know.
Which he did not stave off relegation this year.
Unfortunately, he did not, but he will be back, I'm sure.
No, he won't. He's actually he left the team today
Well,
after the game against West
he will
Ham.
come back to the next team that
Oh,
needs
he'll be back. He'll be back.
so-called
Whoever's getting relegated,
the caretaker.
yeah.
Big Sam is always there.
Whoever's getting relegated next year will hire Big Sam at the midway point of the year.
But Liverpool, really, with dwindling chances of Europe, I believe I think NBC actually showed the stat. If they were to lose this game or draw, their chances of getting the top 4 was like 30%. And with a win, it was like 75%. So tied in extra time. All hands on deck. They bring the goalie up. Yeah. And this is what happened. Also, I'm not going to be mad at Andres Cantor. Always bringing the heat.
Llegará el tiro de esquina. Ahí va Alisson. Usted lo pidió. Todo Liverpool en el área buscando el gol del triunfo. El centro de Alexander-Arnold.
Unfortunately, one of those cases, the rich get richer. Liverpool have a damn good chance of actually being in the Champions League again. But it is hard to be mad at a goalie coming down the field for a last second. Everyone, we need all the bodies in here. And that fool actually scores the goal. Pretty impressive. Also, we are the heat map show of record, whether it's UFC or soccer. This is Allison's heat map for the season. The one red dot you see there, potentially probably worth, I'd say, like $50 million. Because the difference between being in that Champions League and not being in that Champions League. Also,
so much money.
Pretty excited just as I'm looking at the sort of the fringe ones here. Like, man, that fool was getting out there. Like, midfield, dang, he was probably busting a move right there. So probably games they were losing, like pumping the ball down the field. But the one dot that matters, you see it right there.
Man. Yeah, it was one like it's funny. We both just happened to actually be watching that game Sunday morning. We hadn't texted about it all morning or anything, and then after it happens, you just texted me like, holy shit. It's like, you know what? Yes, that's severe. That essentially knocked West Ham out of Champions League possibilities. But I was like I can't even be mad. Like, A, goalie scoring, always entertaining. B, the header he did was actually really impressive. Like, a lot of strikers would be like, yeah, that was actually like really good form, really good technique.
Technically excellent. I think after the game, what's his name? The coach, Klopp. The German guy. Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp,
like, if, like Giroud does this, it's a world-class goal. So if it's Alisson that does it, it's still a world-class goal. Like, he was still just, like, high on the fact that they actually won the game. He was just, like, giddy. But I agree with what he said. I mean, it was well taken. And maybe I kind of saw West Brom just sort of like, all right, mark everyone up except this guy. Like, I mean, even though he's the only guy in a different color jersey, like, and he's 6'5",
like 6'4". Like, yeah, he's huge.
An aerial threat. We know he's an aerial threat, but he just skates through, snap header, boom, to the far post. Well taken.
And you got to feel good for Becker. I mean, he's had a rough year. Was a couple months ago they found his father dead in a river back in their hometown. So got to feel good for Becker. By all accounts, he seems like a pretty good guy as well. So that's like, look, again, I even though it hurt West Ham, I love the play. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. And you could see Neuer giving a shout out there. Again, one of my favorite mobile goalies, I guess I would say. Yeah. He loves to get out and play. His heat map is probably way more covering the field this year. But, Neuer giving him a shout out. And just, I mean, as far as Alisson in particular, not really a guy I can bash. I mean, he just seems like a good dude. And a rough year. everyone that's playing in front of no fans. Kind of a disappointing year for Liverpool. High expectations. Obviously, the passing of his father, everything that goes into it. Can't really find something to be mad about in that. But I did want to bring up one other video that I have about this. And it may be loud. So headphone warning. This is a live stream from the Redmond TV on Instagram. Just kind of one of those watch along with us. Hit us in the comments. We'll watch and comment along with you. This is as it happened.
Liverpool season. In swinger from Trent. Alisson Becker! Are you fucking for real? Are you?
I mean, yes.
The passion of the game, man.
No Liverpool fans here, but that kind of says it all. I mean, when you really financially, your season, people might get fired, players might get sent away. It's on the line, and your goalie heads in a goal to save you. That's what's going to happen. So, unfortunate at the expense of West Ham, but just kind of a entertaining thing, I guess, in general over the weekend.
Yeah, but you know what? The season is not lost for West Ham. I mean, we saw in the standings here, West Ham currently sitting in a Europa position. In fact, kind of mathematically pretty much clinched some sort of Europa competition. They need to get 6th for normal Europa. 7th place gets the what will be the new Europa Conference, which is kind of like a third tier, 3 teams from Moldova are qualifying for that tournament kind of a deal.
The Europa Playing League.
But you know what? I would take that just because West Ham doesn't typically go to European competition, and the expectations were so low this year.
Yeah.
But
no,
West
all
Ham,
trust in the Messiah for getting us there.
West Ham getting a nice 3-1 win today over West Brom. Not the prettiest of games, but they got it done. Tottenham losing to Villa helped out a lot too. So again, West Ham, Tottenham can pass them if Tottenham beat Leicester City and West Ham loses to Southampton this weekend. Everton would need a 9-goal differential. I'm talking a 9-0 win, and West Ham lose, scoring no goals, to pass West Ham on the goal differential. So pretty much set for West Ham, I think, which again, man, no complaints based on this. I mean, even if they didn't qualify, West Ham in a year that they were expected to fight for relegation have tied for their most points ever in a Premier League season. You can't be mad.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, either way, first of all, just beat Arsenal, which I think we're pretty good on that.
Arsenal cannot catch West Ham. Or even if Arsenal wins, they cannot catch West Ham.
They're going top 10, and after a year that they were damn near relegated for a lot of it. So I'm not mad about it. It's just like the tease of we almost just almost tasted the But
look,
again,
West Ham's song is Bubbles, and part of the lyrics are just like my dreams, they fade and die. That is West Ham.
That is, yes, the eternal optimism / eternal fatalism of English soccer. But speaking of, while we have a caller on the line here, you know what, dude? Chill out. The CEO of the program, Nick, is joining us on the Roller Ring Celebrity Hotline. Nick, how are we doing this evening?
Yeah,
excuse me.
Rollerama. Yeah, I'm definitely rolling something up in here. Oh, holy crap!
It's making Ronnie cough from across town. Jeez.
Hey, I've got that effect, right, honey? Anyway, so before we start, I want to pay my normal tributes. One to Landon. And my second one to the Phillies, the Flyers, the Eagles, and the Sixers. You guys can all suck it.
Well, the Sixers are a number 1 seed, but beyond that, yeah, we do see the Flyers not participating in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the Phillies kind of going through some kind of chaos. We saw Girardi going at his own guy. I think Juan Segura, he had it out with him on the bench the other day. But as a pro, he didn't want to talk about it afterwards. Respect that. Kind of on that note, I wasn't able to go back and pull up the video. But Tyler, I will give credit where credit is due. Pointed this out as soon as it happened. White Sox. One of the most exciting young teams in baseball. First place in the division. And then what do? Go ahead and hire Tony La Russa, one of the old school red assist managers you could ever hire. So the other night, our boy, La Tortuga, came in to pitch in a mop-up situation. Not going to throw another guy out there. We know about his 47-mile-an-hour lob. Very consistent. Down the middle. Basically an Ephus pitch. But Yermin Mercedes chose to, time that out on a 3-0 pitch and crush one to deep center. Hit a home run there. And La Russa just said he made a mistake. There will be consequence he has to endure here within our family. So that's already just like, we're mad at him. La Russa's initial thing was like, I gave him the take sign. He didn't listen to it. All right, I get that. That's one thing. But the following game, Twins throw behind him. And La Russa just comes, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it, how the Twins handled it. So basically he's saying, I will not defend you. I will not stick up for you. You should get thrown at by the other team if I don't like what you did.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why was he picked to be the manager of this team? That's the most baffling thing of all.
It's because Reinsdorf had a chance to hire him in the 80s, didn't do it. Now he's going back and thinking like, oh, well, I can make up for that by hiring a guy 40 years later.
They got so many guys on that team. I mean, obviously the record has borne this out, that they are one of the better and younger exciting teams with Mercedes, Moncada, Tim Anderson, all these guys.
Yeah. Abreu, Giolito.
A very exciting team to watch. And then it's like, you know what? Let's just bring in this salty, red-ass dude to coach him. Let's bring in John Voight to coach this team. No, dude. Just get someone that's a little bit more in tune.
Can we hire Tug McGraw?
Apparently not.
Wally Backman.
So this could be weird, but we'll see how it plays out. And also, I did appreciate Mercedes. I'm going to play like that. I'm Yermin. I love the I'm Yermin, by the way. I'm Yermin. I can't be another person because if I change it, everything is going to change. And also, I mean, Nick, you're a New York guy. I already ran this past Tyler. Does he not look like Jadakiss? Does he not look like Jadakiss a little bit? Hit him with the kiss laugh.
I mean, he is definitely rocking a very New Yorkish style. More of something like early 2000s, like 50 Cent era. But yeah, I mean, he pulled it off. Shit, do it.
No, he looks like Locke's era Jadakiss, like Bad Boy era Jadakiss.
Yeah. I definitely see that.
Yeah, I was just thinking because of the tank top he's wearing. I was like, yeah, he kind of 50 look right now.
No apologies. I respect that. So we will see if that clubhouse is torn asunder.
I just realized something. If you replace the name Yermin with Zlatan, that statement makes just as much sense.
Yes,
that sounds like something that Zlatan would say.
The Baron gets it.
I would rather see Ozzie Guillen in there, but he wouldn't go in for some of the new school antics either. Ozzie also does have a little bit of a chap to him. I think my favorite thing ever is that he called dude on the Tigers,
Miguel Cabrera.
Cabrera, yes, he infamously called Cabrera quote, and I quote, so this is not me saying it, a Venezuelan piece of shit. And Ezequiel is Venezuelan. So,
Right.
you know, he's not afraid to let it fly either. But you let the young guys play. You know, all this stuff about speeding up the game, which it has not sped up the game. Then you see, you know, Tatis is on the show, entertaining guys that are maybe bringing more people into the game. Just let them play. I don't know why, somehow, some way, but maybe it's a miracle for me because I don't have to root for this team. La Russa and all these guys got put together in the same room. So it's kind of magical in that way.
Yeah, it's been really weird. Like you've seen since it's happened on social media, all the White Sox players are basically like, yeah, like we back Mercedes. Like Tim Anderson has been going around like liking tweets, calling La Russa, you know, old, out of touch, all that stuff. So it's like it's just been, like as soon as it happened again. I know I said it. We all said it on the show, and I think pretty much anybody with like, you know, any kind of common sense about these young White Sox players knew like this is a combustible situation. It was just a matter of time when it was going to blow up. And you know, La Russa, like as a manager, you're supposed to have your players back, and La Russa's just thrown Mercedes under the bus for doing nothing wrong. So it's like I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
The whole setup of like, all right, well, that's not what we like to see over here. And then after they throw behind his back, I was fine with the way the Twins handled it. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to be our coach.
That's your guy. That's your guy.
Just make like a non-comment, like, well, you know, that was kind of in poor taste, or it's something where you're not committing. Just like, you know, we don't like to see that. But no, he doubled down. He was like, yeah, they did the right thing. Dude, you coach them?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's been ugly, and it, you know, you can go online and you'll see all kinds of arguments for, you know, why La Russa's in the wrong. This one I typically agree with that. Like, especially when you throw a position player on the mound, like all the unwritten rules are gone. Like I don't believe in the unwritten rules anyways. But once you put a position player on the mound, like all the rules are gone anyways. Like if you're gonna get mad over anything, just leave the field, forfeit the rest of the game. Like don't even bother with it. But yeah, it's like I said, the situation is gonna get more interesting, I think, in the coming days and weeks here.
And that's just like internally with the White Sox, because I've seen, you know, people trying to make analogies of like, well, if you're blowing out a team in the NBA, like you don't just like chuck up threes, or, you know, in the NFL, you're not just like throwing the ball down the field, whatever. But it's baseball. Like you still have to stand up there and take the pitches. Like, is it just like, all right, for the next 3 innings, nobody's
there's not a clock you can run out in baseball. That's what makes it so different.
Yeah, pitch better. That's the whole thing about like, back to the point of like pitchers that get mad when people like celebrate their home runs. Well, throw a better pitch, or, you know, like whatever. Pitchers are getting all hyped up too when they strike guys out, and it's like the 6th inning in a tie game. Like, all right, well, I mean, it goes both ways. Like, you guys are the ones getting blown out by like 10 runs. So what do you expect to happen?
And also, as you had pointed out in the text thread that you, me, and Justin had when this happened, it's actually really impressive that Mercedes is able to hit that as a home run. I mean, that's a 47-mile-an-hour pitch where these balls have been like loosened up, so they're not like flying as far as they were in the past, as they were the last couple of years. And he still smashed that to dead center. That's actually really impressive.
Yeah, you gotta like time that up. The ball is doing nothing for you in that case. With a wooden bat, I mean, you gotta have Jadakiss muscles to get that out.
You gotta have 2019 Dr. Dre muscles. Just be swole, man.
Back when he was juicing.
Right.
But we will see what happens with that. Last thing I want to hit on baseball, or, you know, I'll hit a couple, because before we went on the air, Kluber got the no-hitter. Shout out, I guess, to Justin for not jinxing it. Last night, Spencer Turnbull got the no-hitter. I mean, Tigers fans got to have something to root for this year. Come on. Like,
oh, for sure.
Just get excited about something. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and it just made me laugh so much, it was on Saturday. was Nick Castellanos and his ongoing feud with the band that the award is named after, Rob Manfred. Hits a home run, fist bumps a fan. They were kind of confused on TV. They didn't know what was going on. And then just gives us one of the all-time moments where he actually allows the fan to comment with his headset in the post-game interview.
He said nothing. Yep.
Yeah. He can't identify himself with this.
Oh, look at this. The power of the fist bump. He's a man of the people.
Yeah. All right, be careful. You're on live TV here now. What led up to the fist bump?
So, I told Nick when he got up there that he should imagine that Rob Manfred's face was on the baseball. And the next pitch, he lit it up over the fence, baby.
All righty. End it right there. Whatever motivation it takes, right?
Whatever it takes.
All right, thanks for joining us. Hey, Coors Field is a wild place to play baseball, and you never know what to expect. That one will go down in history.
I love that it killed the guy also on the Cincinnati Bally Sports. He didn't even know what to say. He teed him up. He's like, "You are on live TV. Don't say anything crazy, please, for the love of God." Because he's like giving him the headset. But, yeah, I mean, God bless him. Castellanos, been far away, one of the best players in the league this year. And got to love his campaign against Rob Manfred. He didn't say anything. He let the guy say, he just repeated what he said to him.
Yeah. I can see that over the weekend. That was real good. Look, Castellanos, he got suspended for doing nothing early in the year. So, yeah, he's definitely got that beef going with Manfred. So that was
album cover of the century.
That's it. He's dropping that SoundCloud diss track right there. That's the thumbnail for it.
Arms crossed.
All you need is like a little bit like maybe like a shack on fire in the background. That's like the ultimate diss track cover.
And the guy, shout out to the fan also, a Reds fan in Cincinnati. I mean, Reds were a very popular team like in the 70s, 60s. So the Big Red Machine, all this stuff. So they have, fans spread out. But I got to give credit because sometimes when you throw fans on the mic, it's just like, yeah, I was there. What? No, this one just came in. He was like, here's what I said. He didn't cuss. He didn't do anything bad. He was just like,
he nailed it.
Right before the at-bat, I told him, picture Rob Manfred on that baseball. Next pitch, over the fence. What's up? So
yeah, no, very, very impressive interview with the fan. I hadn't considered that, but yeah, no, the fan did real good in that interview.
A lot of times when you go to the fans, or, I've worked in radio, when you go to the calls, you're like hovering on that dump button. Like,
right, yeah.
Just please don't be drunk. Don't cuss. Like, no, this fool rocked it. Shout out to him.
He's a pro.
And shout out to Nick Castellanos. I love, just keep it going. Just keep this hate campaign against Rob Manfred, the misery of baseball. Just please, just keep it going. And we will see where it goes. But, we got to talk about the UFC fight, especially the main event. But before we do that, let's touch in on the playoffs, which are now the play-in game series, whatever, sponsored by State Farm. Tonight, we do have the Warriors taking on the Lakers. ESPN, I'm sure, is very excited about that. And Lakers down 13 at the half. I don't know how many Curry has. I'm about to look up the box score. But either way, I think I saw the metrics. Probably most likely both of those teams will still get in. The loser of this game.
Let's say the winner gets in for sure. We know that.
The winner gets in for sure. The loser of this game will play the winner of the previous game, which was the Grizzlies.
That's correct.
Probably winnable for either team. But,
I agree.
Lakers, I mean, not having your two guys for a lot of the season, now it's kind of catching up to them. So we'll see what happens. Oh, well, there you go. Curry has all the points, which I did expect because in a one game, Curry's been on like a scorched earth campaign over the last month, 2 months almost, where he has been out of his face shooting wise. Honestly, I know LeBron said after their game, their final regular season game, that he thought Curry was the MVP. I can't really say that for a team that's, trying to get in right there. I would say for me, it still has to be Jokic, but
Jokic.
I get what he was trying to allude to, that especially the last 2 months, Curry has just been like single-handedly willing that team to win. So I'm not surprised if he does have a ton of points in this game. Lakers, just do better, dude. The rest of that team sucks. Come on.
Yeah, look, I completely agree. There is definitely something to Curry pretty much single-handedly willing his team into the playoffs. Like, that is absolutely worthy of consideration for MVP. I just think Jokic being on a dominant team, being top 5 in points, rebounds, and assists, like, to me, that puts him as the MVP. If Jokic's numbers weren't as dominant as they are, I'd probably say, yeah, Curry, sure, I'd have no problem with that. But I'm with you. I think it's got to be Jokic for MVP this year.
And not dropping off when you lose like your other big dog in Murray. I mean, he's still just like, all right, now we know this is the guy, and he's still just carried the line the whole way. So
there's nothing you can do to stop him because he passes extremely well for a big man. So like, if you want to double team him, fine. He'll just find some guy and throw some ridiculous pass to him.
Like I said, I've been a huge fan of this guy, and kind of even more fascinated because his game doesn't blow you away with like huge dunks and stuff. He just kind of looks like, yes, he's a tall guy, but he kind of looks like an average body type guy. But he's just like a guy that's really good at all of basketball. Like, I just like watching him play. He can rebound. He can shoot from everywhere. He passes,
He was huge before COVID. Like, I remember I got to sit second row at a Kings game when they played Denver a couple years ago. And like, he was huge, not just tall, but like huge. And then he lost all that weight during COVID, but it's like, it didn't really affect it. It didn't seem to affect his game at all. Like, he's still just as dangerous inside, outside, wherever.
Did not miss a step. And on the topic of the NBA, I believe we have a gentleman on hold here that I would like to speak with. Bringing him in on the Arkansas Slim's Legitimate Sportsbook Celebrity Hotline. We do have No ID Justin calling in to the program. Justin, how are we doing this evening?
Brother?
What's up, guys?
Hanging in there, hoping the Lakers don't totally nut up in this game. But,
yeah, I had it on the radio on the drive home. God, my lighting is terrible. Sorry, you just have to deal with it tonight. I am this ghostly white because Steph Curry hit an amazing buzzer beater before halftime that just sent me into a state of shock and panic. So this is how I'll remain until hopefully the Lakers can take the lead and close this one out. It's crazy. It's weird. I get the concept of the play-in game. Obviously, like I've been kind of against it, not just recently because the Lakers are involved in it, but I didn't like the whole concept. I feel like NBA is the one more so than any of the sports where the amount of teams that go to the playoffs waters it down so immensely, and it's like you look at some of these records, you know what I mean? It's like, 33 and 39 for the Spurs. Are you shitting me? Like you should not even have a chance at the playoffs at that point, So it's almost like the NBA is the leader in participation trophies for sure. Adam Silver, kudos to you.
The playoffs are super long. I guess, and I'm a little biased because it does involve the Celtics. But the one thing I will say in defense of this is it does make the regulars, like NBA, because the playoffs are so long, they're almost like 3 months long. Like, it's so long. So the playoffs is really like the only part that matters, and we can all kind of figure out who's going to be there. Yes, the West is a little bit more loaded than the East, but the one thing I will say in defense of the play-in is Boston was up there, and they started just falling off a cliff, and Washington had no business being in there, and they were like, I don't know, 17 out of 20 or something in their last, or 17-3 in their last 20 games, something crazy like that, just to like punch up there. So it does give the regular season a little bit more weight, I guess. But yeah, it does kind of add more time to an already long playoffs.
Well, I feel like the reason they implemented it was to try and alleviate some of the tanking that is quite prevalent in the NBA more so than any of the other major sports. But it's like if you're tanking, it's not like all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, hey, we were tanking, but I mean, we're in 10th, so let's go ahead and just all our chips in. Let's go for it. You know, like it's not going to change the mentality of a team that's already planning on tanking for a draft pick, you know. So I think that's where the you know, it gets kind of lost in translation, whereas Adam Silver presented this as like, this is going to alleviate some of the tanking. And really, I don't think it did that at all. I just think it almost emphasized tanking. Now teams are going to be like paramount, like, okay, if we're tanking, we do not want to get 10th place. You know, like we do not want to play that playoff game.
We really got to suck if we're going to do
so
this.
it's, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of how this evolves, you know, over these next few seasons, because and inevitably we are eventually going to have that team that gets in with like 25 wins, you know, and at that point it's like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I really liked the playing format last year when they were in the bubble, just because it was such a different season and everybody come back only getting whatever 6-8 games. Like,
you just wanted to see Zion. Stop it.
We want Zion.
As somebody that has watched, I think, exactly 2 Zion Williamson NBA games, I can tell you that is not true. But like I said, I liked it last year just because, again, the bubble format made it so weird, and again, everybody only having like 6 or 8 games to get back into it. Like, I like the expanded playoff that, you know, for that. This year, like I'm kind of with you. Like it's interesting. I'm watching it. Like I've got the Lakers game on right now as we speak, but I don't know. It's interesting, but I really don't love the idea.
Well, and the weird thing as it like pertains to the tanking too, now you kind of see like tanking for spots. Like we saw the Clippers just basically give up to not play the Lakers.
Way to take back LA, you fucking chumps.
This is our city. So maybe if it's a team on the fringe that hasn't been in the playoffs for a long time, like, you know, like a Charlotte or something like that, or Washington, like, all right, there's an incentive.
You didn't even say Sacramento. How dare you?
Well, I mean, were they on the fringe? They
weren't eliminated till like a game or 2 left in the season.
See, everyone has a
How
chance.
dare you, bro? You leave that man Sack Kings alone.
That's right.
But like I said, there's always going to be, because of the way the draft is or the playoffs go, taking, like, if the taking moves into the actual playoff teams or the teams on the edge, you know, it's going to cut both ways. So I don't know. I was I just really just in this case, and look, forget about the Celtics. I love to revel in the misery of the Celtics, but I am kind of happy for the Wizards that it seemed like they were like, all right, we have a chance to get in.
Russell.
Here. They got in as an 8 seed, and they played their balls off. So
I root for Russell. I give a fuck, bro. I root for Russell.
Dude, Russ, all-time triple-dub leader.
And to Nick's point, sorry, I just saw the comments. Redemption year for the Suns. Get the F out of here. They're getting boat raced by either the Lakers or the Warriors. Believe that.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't know. We will see.
Here's my thing with the Suns. The Suns, I know Chris Paul, deservedly so, has gotten MVP consideration for what he's done for that team. Chris Paul has never played this many games in a regular season in arguably his entire career. I'd have to check the numbers to be exact on that, but this guy regularly plays less than 60 games a season. He's well over that this season. And the other thing with them is I feel like they live or die through DeAndre Ayton. Now, I know that Devin Booker gets a lot of the attention along with Chris Paul, but it's really Ayton who kind of makes that engine go. So I just don't see him with the lack of experience. I don't see him being able to match up against. I mean, you look at the bigs. I mean, even Kevon Looney, like granted, he's, a little wet behind the ears, what is he, 3rd, 4th year? That guy's got playoff experience. He's got pedigree, and he's surrounded by dudes who know what it takes. So I just feel like Phoenix's inexperience is going to be what comes back to bite them at the end of the day. But, I've been wrong before. I was wrong about jinxing a no-hitter earlier this evening, so I could be wrong again.
And last night.
2 in a row, I've lost my touch.
Yeah, dude, you lost your edge.
It's all that extra focus I'm putting into my soccer minutes.
It's because you've waited too long. I mean, last night you didn't sit it out to the 8th inning. Tonight you didn't sit it out to the bottom of the 9th inning.
I know work is killing me, man. I gotta jinx these no hitters before the 7th inning, But and also like I said, I feel like I've lost some of my mojo because I'm putting so much emphasis on the quality soccer minutes for this show.
Mm-hmm.
Which we do appreciate, by the way. I mean, that
absolutely.
is a must-needed element to the show. The whole Leicester backstory was incredible.
Congrats on your FA Cup win, by the way.
Hell yeah!
Yes, first time in 50 years.
Yo, I go Vard. I don't go hard. I go Vard.
Dude, Vard. I mean, you got to look at it. This guy, England national team, Premier League winner, FA Cup winner, maybe one of the best players out of that country. Where's Harry Kane at? Yes,
no,
he plays
Nick.
on Tottenham, but no trophies.
No, CEO Nick. Lakers do not go undefeated in the playoffs. Last year is a prime example. What we like to do is lose the first game, and then we go on from there. Unfortunately, in this situation, that could really come back to bite us.
Yeah.
You can lose the first game tonight. If you lose the first game tomorrow night, that's where it's a problem.
That's a severe problem, yeah.
Well, we will see what happens in the play-in tournament presented by State Farm, of course. Not a sponsor, but you can be. Tyler, hook that up.
See what I can do.
Yeah, just put the word in. I mean, we're out here repping.
I think if I put the word in about the show, they'd fire me.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, maybe don't tell them. But finals predictions, man, it's weird for me. I feel like it's just so many unknowns. Clippers are going to Clipper.
I'll go hard right now, bro. You can get mine whenever you want it.
Let's hear it.
All right, give it.
We're going Lakers over the 76ers.
Ooh.
All right, classic throwback matchup. I like that. That will tear my house asunder if the Sixers do get in the finals, because Amanda will fight me. But
and just for Nick's pleasure, I do have the Knicks beating Atlanta, but they will lose to the Sixers.
Well, yeah, I think whoever gets in there is going to lose to the Sixers. But I don't even know. Whatever. It's going to be recorded for posterity's sake. Give me the Knicks. In the first series, give me the Knicks. Give me all you got. Give me all you got.
Give me all you got.
You know what? On second thought,
out.
I need to check the tour schedule and concert schedule for Jimmy and the Straight Shots before I go ahead and make that pick. So I'll get back to you on that one.
That's a good call.
Dude, if the Knicks finally get a home series and lose to the Hawks, which is just like Dunkathon and Trae Young, that'd be devastating. But hey, you got the home playoff series, so good for you guys.
More punchable face, Trae Young or Draymond Green?
I mean, the body of work, I gotta go Draymond.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, are we talking just face, or are we talking full, we know everything about this person?
Everything I know about them.
Just punchable face. You know nothing about the human being. You only see the face and know how bad you want to punch it.
I mean, Draymond's still up there. But, I mean, Draymond's bigger. I ain't going to fight that fool in the street.
I think just on pure face, I might go Trae Young. If we went full body work, it's easily Draymond.
I like that.
Yeah. And if I'm outside the bar sizing him up, I'd be like, Draymond, probably not taking a run at this guy. But Trae Young, I'll take my chances.
While we're on the topic of basketball, can somebody please tell Andre Drummond that he's not there to score? Can somebody please just let him know?
Well, somebody should
as soon as possible.
Somebody should also let Dennis Schroeder know he is there to score because I think he was 1 for 9 last I saw.
No, F that. I want the ball in KCP's hands. No KCP slander will be allowed.
I don't know, dude. The drop off is so hard. LeBron,
Whatever, give it to my spirit animal, Alex Caruso.
There you
Caruso's
go.
he's a dog. I'm down
Let
for
Caruso
Caruso.
spin.
I do want to point out one thing real quick. You know, I've been building up to this game, unlike many other pundits in the sports world. I tout this quite blatantly as the Andrew Wiggins revenge game. This is Andrew Wiggins' opportunity to get back at LeBron for shipping him out for Kevin Love after he was drafted.
Fair.
I have actually heard that take in some other group chats that I've been involved in. So
clearly highly intelligent individuals in those group chats.
Last thing before we get out of here, and maybe I'll see the tail end of this play-in presented by State Farm. UFC over the weekend. Really a nice pay-per-view, but the main event was just incredible. So I'm going to fire it up for the Fight Doctor, and we got to speak on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. The heavyweight champion of the world.
There it is.
So yeah, there we go. There's the heat map for the main event of UFC 262. Like I say, it was solid pay-per-view card. A lot of fun fights on there. Obviously headlined by the battle for the vacant lightweight title, where we see Charles Oliveira get the TKO win over Michael Chandler. You can see Chandler's head there. That was pretty much all from one shot too. I mean, it was interesting back and forth first round, where it looked like, Oliveira was kind of, once they were on the ground, Oliveira was backpacking him, trying to get the rear naked choke, looking for some submissions. Chandler got out. Once he got back to the feet, looked like Chandler got more comfortable, kind of took care of the rest of the first round on the feet. They come out the second round real quick. I think it was 19 seconds into the second round. Oliveira just lands a super fast left hook that drops Chandler, follows up on it with some more punches, gets the TKO win, wins the vacant lightweight title there. Gotta feel great for Oliveira. I mean, this is dude that he's just been in the UFC for so long, riding a nice 8-fight win streak to get this title shot. Finally gets it, comes through. Chandler just got caught, man. It happens to everybody. I mean, on the feet, it looked like Chandler was a better fighter, but he just got caught with a nasty left from Oliveira.
Clearly, he fights for nothing.
That's right. He fights for nothing.
I thought, I mean, Chandler, he showed heart, when he was earlier. They were mixing it up in the first round. And like Tyler said, he just got caught. He was game, though, and, really gave a great fight for whatever, on the clock it was. Ended up being
5:19.
Yeah. But it was all excitement. I mean, it was just action the entire time.
Yeah, that one was definitely a banger. Really, I thought the whole card altogether was not bad at all. There was some now, granted, you don't have the big names that some of these previous cards have had, but I thought performance-wise, we saw some good fights. So, and shout out Jaime. I will try to do the great Burt Gummer justice. I have my elephant gun ready to smash some graboids right now.
No way, man.
No way, man.
One of my favorite movies of all time. I'm so happy. That made me smile so much when I saw that comment.
Such a good movie. Such an underrated Reba McEntire performance.
And you can always
scene stealing. Reba McEntire.
You can't get through a 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon without Tremors.
This is true. But other fight on the cards, a couple things I want to point out. The co-main event, another lightweight match there between Beneil Dariush, Tony Ferguson. Daryus just out wrestles him, out controls him for the whole fight. Look, Ferguson looked more game than he had his last couple fights that he lost, but just Daryus was just on top of him, controlling him pretty much all 50. I think they said like total control time was 12 minutes and 30 seconds, something like that. Just absolute dominance. So Daryus probably going to move into the top 5 now. Ferguson probably dropping out of the top 5. Kind of interested to see where the lightweight division goes from here. I mean, I know that we got Poirier-Conor coming up next month. So it's kind of like, where does Oliveira go? Does he fight the winner of Poirier-Conor? Does he, what do we do with Michael Chandler? Does he, I threw out the suggestion that he fights Justin Gaethje, 2 top 5 guys, both coming off title fight losses. I think that's.
I was actually gonna say let Oliveira fight Gaethje. I definitely think Gaethje deserves a shot at one of those top 5 guys. Regardless of coming off the loss, his track record speaks for himself. He's got an awesome first name, and I feel like he deserves, he deserves another opportunity. But yeah, to your point, I picked T Ferg, man. That was a tough loss, and I don't know where he goes from here. It's almost like he's so, guy can cut a promo like nobody's business.
Yeah.
But if you're not performing in the cage, it's, how many times do we have to see this where we're just like, all right, dude, you're not in the mix anymore. So, and that's a deep weight class, man. Like, if you can't be consistent, you're not going to stay around.
And yeah, I kind of agree with Justin, like sort of becoming like man without a country. Like, I mean, where do you fit into this? Like, like obviously entertaining on the microphone, like the effort we saw a little bit more increased than this one. But again, like if you can't like punch your way up there, like it's going to leave you behind. Like the whole thing is moving past you right now.
Unfortunately,
go ahead. I was going to say put him and Kevin Holland in a fucking cage and let's just go. Mic'd up, let's fucking go.
Yeah, I think unfortunately he's just going to become that gatekeeper. They're like, okay, if you want to take on the top level guys, you got to beat Tony Ferguson, because I think Ferguson still probably beats the lower half of the top 10. I do honestly still think that
Tony Ferguson is the shitty old knight guarding the Holy Grail. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. He's going to be like the
exactly what he
main card on the fight night circuit for like years to come now. Like, bro, you gotta show me something.
He's that guy. Like, if you beat him, you're getting a nice pay increase because now you're a main eventer.
Yeah.
Also, did just want to give a shout out, a horrific shout out in the prelims. Legendary fighter Jacare Souza getting his arm broken in the fight against Andre Muniz. Again, Jacare, that guy's been around forever. Got put in an arm bar, didn't tap. The old rule is tap or snap, and it snapped, and it was not fun to hear.
We really need another edited heat map for that one.
I saw the heat map, and it was just like everything looked normal on him except his arms were bright red.
All right, that's not a good sign, especially if you see like not the head bright red. Something bad happened. I mean, if I don't get a chance to get in there and edit it, and you see like a hot Cheeto arm or leg, don't watch the replay.
Don't watch the replay, no. But also got to give a shout out because I know Ronnie threw some videos together. Kind of the highlight of the post-fight interviews since they were in Houston. Our boy, the Black Beast, got in there in the post-fight interview, still took over the podium, gave a nice, probably about 15-minute interview. I would highly recommend going and checking it out. Dude was just entertaining as hell. Derek Lewis, always entertaining. But I know Ronnie got a couple clips from the post-fight presser.
Yes, it was all over the map. But and I think at the beginning when he walked up to the podium, like, you're just going to take over these now? And he's like, oh, it's my hometown.
It's my hometown. It's my city.
I got to show up. He was there.
Yeah.
But wide-ranging, as far as, like, potential Ngannou fight, trashing Elon Musk. I mean, the man is a legend. The man is a god. So let's start with his build-up. Actually, well, we've played this on the show before. So just for some backstory as far as the streaming goes.
Hey, me and Dana White want to know who's streaming tonight.
Who's streaming?
The zoom in on the eye gets me every time.
And then this fool goes in, and they ask him if he saw the last Ngannou fight.
What did you think of his last performance?
I haven't seen it because I didn't want to buy his pay-per-view. I didn't want to give him no money out of my pockets. Fuck Francis.
I mean, not that I would ever suggest pirating or stealing. Heaven forbid. Those people burn, let those people burn. But
no, I wouldn't even stream. If I get locked up, they lock me up for streaming Francis Ngannou fight.
And you miss your shot?
Yeah, I'll be like, fuck, man. You mean tell me I got locked up watching Francis Ngannou fight?
Can you imagine if I go to jail for streaming a Ngannou fight? Nah, man, nah. And of course, financial advisor of record on the program, Derek Lewis, just dropping knowledge.
Did you buy any stock of Endeavor?
For sure, and I got rid of that the Dogecoin like 3 days ago. Then it went up 2 days ago. So it was like I panic sell. They said don't panic sell, and I did it anyway. And now shit is back down this morning, so that's fine.
It's Elon Musk. He's just manipulating the market.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why he's doing that. Just worry about your little Tesla. Leave everything else alone. Keep your mouth shut.
Fuck you.
Yeah, and they need to ban his Twitter account. Fuck him.
My favorite
Worry
part
about your Tesla.
That's my favorite part. Just worry about your little Tesla and just leave the rest alone. Keep your mouth shut.
Oh my God.
Speaking of which, somebody should check on Derek Lewis's Tesla.
Yes. And then
so funny you say that. So there was a story that came out on Derek Lewis's Instagram yesterday. Apparently some fool down in Houston tried to steal a car. That car happened to belong to Derek Lewis.
That's the wrong car, bro.
I cannot imagine a more terrifying sight if you're committing a crime and you see Derek Lewis come charging at you.
What you know about them Houston boys? We hit.
So yeah, Derek Lewis did make a post on his Instagram. Ronnie, do we have that anything from the Instagram post, or do we not have that?
I don't have it. But I wanted to point out also from his, well, not post-fight, but like his press conference there after the fights. They asked him, and at one point he was like, "Hell no, man! I'm obese right now. No, I'm not ready for that."
Oh yeah, they asked for the fight weight. Yeah.
Like, are you ready to go right now? Like, no, man, I'm obese.
But yeah, so some kid did try to steal his car. Derek Lewis made a post on Instagram of the person being loaded into the back seat of the Houston police car.
So it's the moment of silence for that attempted carjacker.
Oh my God!
Honestly, he got off easy. I mean, he's probably
Seriously.
back on the streets because it could have been way worse.
I just imagine like he's trying to get the door open, and then he sees Derek Lewis come out, and he just calls the cops on himself.
Yeah,
I'm stealing a fucking car. I need you here now. Get here now.
You just turtle like a hockey fight when you don't want it. Just turtle up. Nah, dude, chill.
You turtle up and you hope Herb Dean's not nearby because he's going to take a second to get in there and break that up.
I mean, let's be honest.
He has
Derek
to run
Lewis,
all the way across.
Derek Lewis seemed pretty cool about the whole ordeal. Good thing this guy wasn't messing with J.R. Smith's car. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Get your shit stomped out, bro.
Just worry about your little Tesla. Dude, that's our guy, Derek Lewis. God willing, we'll get that title shot. I mean,
he is getting the title shot.
Is it confirmed now?
They haven't set a date, but Dana has said like it is his shot.
If you think that fool's worried about stocks, bro,
to mess with the whole thing, like, well, he only wants to talk about Jones, and I don't care, but like, I'll fight whoever. I'll fight Jones even. I don't care. But he was just kind of like poking at him. So I'm glad that that is going to happen. Give the man a shot.
He is the walking embodiment of a puncher's chance.
Dude, that's the American dream right there.
I before we jumped on there, I was thinking about his fight versus Curtis Blades. I think he only threw that one punch the entire fight, and it ended the fight.
That's all it takes.
It just takes one. And he even said in that same press conference, he was like, they asked him, like, well, do you think it would be more exciting than the first one? And he's like, well,
Be
yeah,
worse.
because that first one sucked. Like, I mean,
he admits
like,
it. Yeah.
I can just guarantee that it will because something's going to happen. Like, that last one sucked.
True words.
A man for the people. I mean, how can you not get behind this man? I'm just telling you.
I have to imagine that fight, like between those two, has to be like a record between just like the two strongest single punchers in the game.
Sorry, buddy. I love you, Derek, but you got to put in like 9 years in a sand mine if you're gonna fucking compete, dude.
Hey, fair words.
Very possible, but let my man have his day. All right.
9 years in a sand mine, rowing across the Mediterranean, and then spending time in jail when you get to Europe.
A real American hero, Derek Lewis. He deserves a shot. He's the one that we all want. Like,
hey,
look, if he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out. But come on.
You gotta love a guy that walks to the ring to Fat Pat. Can't hate on that.
Houston, born and raised.
Oh boy.
Well, I think that's all we got. I dread going in and seeing what's going on with the Laker game. But no spoilers. Don't look. I see you both looking.
I can look. I can look.
All right, look, but don't say. But thank you guys for joining us. I apologize for Monday. I was very ill. Back on the mend. We'll see what happens Friday. I might be going out for my banks at dinner with the homies at the bank. So we'll see what we can put together on Friday. But thank you.
Oh, we're going to have something good on Friday. Dave Martinez just got kicked out of the game and kicked and threw a base.
Yes.
Thank you, Dave Martinez.
Content is king. D-Mart, you my dog. But thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Nick. Everyone in the comments. Thank you, Jaime. Sorry again for Monday, but I was violently ill, and I can't guarantee that it won't happen again. You know, it was just a random thing, but back on the mend. So about that, Woo, and Tyler, anything else you got before we get out of here?
No, Ronnie. Just glad that you're healthy again. Glad that you got your last day at the bank this week. Like Ronnie said, he may not be here Friday. We don't know yet. Maybe we'll still try to put something together. I don't know if Justin. I know Justin's a little bit late getting on these days. Maybe I'll throw something together and hope that Justin can get on late, so I'm not just sitting here talking to myself.
I'll make it happen.
But we'll let you know what's going on Friday. But yeah, Justin, thanks for calling in, man. Always a pleasure. Nick, thank you for jumping on earlier. Thank you for all the comments and everything going on. But we will be back here. We're pretty sure we'll be back here Friday. It's in some capacity, but we love you guys. You know the drill. Keep the fire.